Guys, it's Sarah with Grassroots Evolution, and I'm here today to bring you a message for the sign of Leo for June 2020. So keep in mind it's a general message. Take what you feel resonates for you on a soul level. Disregard the rest, my friends, and go about your day. But know that no matter what messages come through today, it's still up to you and your active free will, the choices you make, the steps you take, and how you get the fulfillment that you'd like to see in this world. And for me, that's personal freedom, my friends. For all my subscribers, thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for being here. You mean the world to me. And if you're new to my channel, please feel free to subscribe if this resonates. Join the journey with me and let me encounter your energy more often. So I'm just going to take a moment to call in Archangel Michael. I'm going to ask him to guide, guard, bless, and protect myself this reading and any of you who would ask for it, to use me as the clearest channel possible for the most far-reaching of messages that are only for the highest good of those of us watching. I am also going to remind you guys that time is fluid, and no matter what messages come through today, it's still up to you and your active free will, the choices you make, the steps you take, and how you get your fulfillment in this world. And for me, that's personal freedom and power. So we're going to take a few minutes here. First off, trust. So trust in the universe, trust in yourself, trust in the messages that you feel are for you. But this is also important is that I heard some of us may have some trust issues. Let's get a little bit more, please, Spirit. What do you have for the sign of Leo for June 2020? Leo, June 2020, please. Thank you. So we have trust, we have music, and we also have ideas and inspiration. If you're feeling divinely guided to do something, to read something, to go somewhere, trust that that is from Spirit. Trust that that's probably for your highest good. If you feel that it's something worthwhile for exploring, trust yourself first and foremost, as well as music. Some of you may want to listen to music. I'm hearing as well some of you may be hearing music. Trust in the messages that you get from the divine. Let's see, what other messages do you have for the sign of Leo for June 2020? So we also have self-acceptance and we have harmony. It's really important this month to maintain balance, to maintain harmony within ourselves. And this again includes trusting our own inner feelings, trusting your ability to discern the truth, and accepting yourself for all that you are. I feel like the more we can accept ourselves, the more peaceful and harmonious our life becomes. So one of these things is not being too overly critical about ourselves in terms of if you're struggling with weight, if you're struggling with anxiety, if you're struggling with a multitude of things. This is saying, you know what, you need to look at yourself as a whole, beautiful, perfect being. That we all have things that we struggle with, but we may like things that other people don't. We may have a different way of thinking that other people do, and that's perfectly okay. And our ideas and inspirations, I feel like this is also asking you to honor that, to go and do the things that are right for you, not to make choices and choose things because other people would have you choose them, and to stay in harmony with yourself, as well as with music and harmony. They're both playing a musical instrument. This is a lot about setting our vibration, setting our intention, and creating something. For some of you, it may be singing. For some of you, it may be, taking a walk in the park. I feel like humming might be important too, because it's also going to set vibrational frequencies. Let's get a few more messages here, guys. So for the sign of Leo, please, can you tell me about trust? Okay, get a bunch. So we have focus here. What we focus our energy on, we're going to see a lot more in the world. So I feel like it's also important to focus on the places, building trust with ourselves, building relationships with others as well. And if you are having issues with trust, I feel like this is saying don't focus so much on the places where there isn't trust. Focus on where you do feel the respect and the love. Get out into nature. Super important with this harmony as well. I feel like the more you balance yourself out and the more we're in harmony with nature, the healthier and better we're going to feel. We also have divine guidance. So you are receiving messages from the divine right now. We have celebration. And this is beautiful too, because it is time to celebrate. There may be parties that you're invited to. There may be, different things. This may also be, there's a full moon here. And if you can see, there's this magical blue ring around the moon. So I feel like this is also saying celebrating our accomplishments. There may be graduations coming up this month as well for some of you. But I feel like this is saying, you know what, get out into nature, even celebrate the small things. Both divine guidance and celebration are paying attention to the night sky, much like harmony as well. That this almost looks like full moon energy to me, because it's nighttime, but it's not pitch dark. So celebrating ourselves, celebrating our accomplishments, as well as celebrating nature, and being playful and taking an active approach in our freedom, essentially. I feel like this is getting out and doing things that make you feel alive. Maybe it's riding your bike, going for a run, getting out into a nature run. But I feel like this is also saying, you know what, trust in the little pushes you get from spirit. Trust in what you feel you need to do. If you feel like, you're feeling a little down, throw some music on. If you're feeling like you need a little bit more harmony in your world, you could even search for like some healing frequency music. I myself like 432 hertz, but you can change this up depending on what it is that you're feeling you need. So YouTube has a lot of that kind of stuff. I subscribe to a channel called Divine White Light as well. And they've got a lot of healing frequency on there. And different Reiki as well. For some of you, I feel like this music could be listening to Reiki music as well to help kind of heal your soul. So whatever the ideas or inspirations you feel like you have at this time, really trust them. And do what you feel is right for you. Trust yourself. Accept yourself. Such a big one at this point. Celebrate yourself as well. So I'm going to bring a message now from the Elena Fairchild Sacred Rebels Oracle. I'm going to ask an overarching energy here for Leo. I'm going to be reading out of the book for this because the messages are super important as well. Spirit, what would you have the sign of Leo know for June 2020? Conscious connections have come out. So you may be working with other people, you may be working with spirit, but this is being aware of how our energy impacts other people, how other people impact our energy, as well as for some of you, there may be a divine connection that you're in. There may be some telepathic communication as well. And as I said that, I dropped 2 cards to the floor. So just a second, guys. Okay, I'm back. So the 2 that fell here, let's see what they are. We get in the world, not of it, and receiving. So I feel like this, see the bottom is new birth and guarded vigilante. In order to, with this receiving, I feel like some of you, it's asking you for the celebration to be willing to be celebrated, to be willing to receive the love that is meant for you, to be willing to receive divine guidance as well. And this in the world but not of it is saying, we're here to experience a lot of different lessons, a lot of different experiences in this world, to not get too tied down to this 3D reality, to know that as we move through things, I feel like she's swimming here in this water and allowing herself to bare her soul, to be naked. And that also goes with this self-acceptance. I'm going to get some messages from the book because this book is super, super important, super powerful. And we're going to start off, we have number 35, number 34, and number 37. So I'm going to start with number 34, which is in the world but not of it, and see what messages come through here. So if I trigger you, if I say something throughout this that you feel invokes an emotional reaction, use your empowered vulnerability. Why was this emotion here? How can you use it in your day-to-day life to bring positive change in your world? So I'm going to hold the card up and let you see it, and if, kind of make your own interpretations with it as well. It is safe for you to become naked with life. This doesn't necessarily mean stripping off and running wild in public. It does not mean stripping back your beliefs, strongholds, and mental or emotional security blankets so that you can live with less obstruction than ever before. It does mean stripping back your beliefs, strongholds, and mental or emotional security blankets so that you can live with less obstruction than ever before. Imagine the conditioning that has kept you away from you, just kept it dropping out of your hands like keys, coins, or clocks. Conditioned beliefs about money, time, security, having, locking away, holding, and controlling can be surrendered and allowed to fall away. What would it be like to feel as though you were on holiday every day? Perhaps there is a softening in your way with life, an implicit trust in its flow, and a faith in the ability of time to bend and stretch as needed so that all may be accomplished. It is at an advanced stage of our spiritual relationship with life that we are able to feel held within it sufficiently enough to surrender our defenses layer by layer and to nakedly accept what is. This oracle comes to you as a message. Sometimes we need our defenses. At other times it is clear we are outgrowing them. There is something that you have outgrown. It has to do with your ideas about productivity, time, control, and money. It has to do with abundance, trust, and living with the fundamental belief that everything's going to turn out okay. You are ready to be much more valuable and exposed in life. Vulnerable and exposed in life. You don't have to hide behind being organized, perfect, in control, or financially secure or stable, nor do you need any other acceptable social face. It is time for you to loosen the strings of your own controlling nature. They are too tight and too restrictive for you anyway. You were born to live in a much freer way. When you live as you innately are, rather than how you have been conditioned to be, you will experience greater joy, freedom, and support. When you are not resisting yourself or resisting life, there is less resisting what needs to come to you. This is also important with trust and self-acceptance. Trust in the universe, trust in the process, trust that you are supported, that you are cared for, and that everything that is meant for you in this world will come in divine timing. I'm going to read to you a little bit with this. One of the things that you may want to do is when you have a bath, when you have a shower, if you're going to go swimming, get in that water and ask Spirit to cleanse any of those limiting belief systems, anything that has had you feeling like you have to be in control all the time, anything that's no longer serving you. Ask the Spirit to wash it away with love. Take that energy, transmute it down the drain, wash it away, help you be healed. Number 5, with the conscious connections. There's a call for more intimacy in your immediate relationships. There is an opening for heart-to-heart communication that can salvage and restore a broken relationship or friendship if you are willing to honor your differences and look to what unites you. Sometimes it is hard to bear the differences between one another. One person may be willing to live life in high definition, whilst another prefer to live it in more vicariously until they have the confidence to step into the center stage of their own life story. We are not here to judge each other, just to love, be loved, and let go of those that cannot accept us as we are and open up to who we can be. This oracle brings guidance for you to trust in the sanctity of the connections in your life. If you have asked to experience a more sacred connection with people who truly get you and want to play life with you rather than at odds with or against you, then this is the oracle confirmation that this manifestation is on its way for you now. It may or may not be obvious at first, but kindred spirits are going to enter your life to help you connect with your deeper feelings and creativity. This will give you wings and inspirational ideas and big dreams. If you have been asking for healing in your current friendships or other immediate relationships, know that this can happen through your willingness to express your true feelings and allow the situation to either fall apart or come together according to greater workings of life. Sometimes webs that have joined people together are broken, and that is appropriate, as people may outgrow what was once held them together. Sometimes the ties that bind us together are so strong that they are able to withstand a great deal of pressure and still remain intact. The webs of connection between us will sever or sustain based on the higher wisdom of life itself. Either way, healing happens in the resolution of our feelings, and we are once again able to feel free, forgive, and be ready to move on to the next stage of relating, either with a person who has been in connection with us for a time or someone new. This oracle asks you to remain open to healing connections and to allow people to be close to you. Trust in the process that draws people in and out of your life. Resist nothing and seek wisdom. So there's a healing process with this. And for some of you as well, if you've been going through loss of relationship, if you've been going kind of in a transition phase, again, remember to trust in your guidance, trust in your inner knowing, but know again that Spirit will bring people in and out of our life as they're meant to. And if somebody no longer resonates with you, and it doesn't mean necessarily you have to release that friendship, that relationship, but if you feel like it's time to release it, it doesn't mean that you can't still be friends. They may just play a different role in your life, but I feel like this is important to know as well, that we are all in each other's life for maybe a lifetime, a season, a reason, and it's up to you to discern what that is and where that is in your world. So you could put your hand over your heart and say, I surrender all my relationships into unconditional love and ask that the truly nourishing, soul enriching, and expansive and nurturing relationships be healed and drawn closer to my heart. I ask that the draining, depleting, destructive, or toxic relationships be drawn out of my life through unconditional love, mercy, grace, and my own free will, so be it. And I feel like this is important with this receiving, because the more we're willing to release the hold of our relationships and not stay so much in control, right? Because we can't control others around us. We can't control the way the fates are going to play out in our world. And if we were to know everything that was going to happen in our world before it happened, wouldn't that be boring? I feel like this is saying, you know what? Open communication. Those that are meant to be in our life will not be afraid to have these conversations. It may stir things up a little bit. You may have to take a break from people. You may need time apart. But the people that are truly meant to grow with you are going to say, you know what? Let's talk about this. Let's have these conversations. And I feel like this is saying to trust and be open to receiving these kinds of relationships. So if you've been asking Spirit, I need someone who understands me. I need someone who I can vibrate on this higher frequency level with. Be willing to receive that when it comes, and keep an open mind, as well as with this conscious relationships or conscious connection, I feel like it's really important as well, because it's saying that we want to be receiving of other people's points of view too, right? If we're asking for the toxic relationships to fall away, we also may need to see where at times we may have been toxic. And as well, that maybe people may have toxic ways of behaving, but does that make them toxic? Or does that just mean that we need to discuss this behavior and work together to try and change things? I feel like you will know, right? This is the kind of thing that you're going to know. In terms of this guarded vigilante, a new birth, it means that as you're working together, as you are trying to build a new world for yourself, guard that. Not everybody needs to know what you're doing, and not everybody has to have a say in how you live your life. And I think that's important here. The bottom of the deck under that was what you want wants you. So if you are wanting higher frequency relationships and you're working actively to get that energy also wants you. Again, Spirit, I believe, is bringing in the messages for you to pay attention to. So I feel like, first off, with messages, that was a slip of the tongue, but I don't believe it was. Pay attention to the synchronicities when you're out in nature, when you're listening to music, if you see reoccurring number patterns as well, and be inspired by that inspiration. But I feel like as well that Spirit's going to be bringing the experiences and the people in your world that are meant for your highest good. So be open to that, open up to that, and be willing to receive, be willing to celebrate the things that are worthwhile in this world as well. So I'm going to bring a message now from the Guardian Tarot, and we'll just get some tarot wisdom here. So this is for the sign of Leo, please. Would you have anyone who is a Leo, or if they're just drawn to this message? No, please, Spirit. Okay. This came out in my hand as well, and I was seeing this 27 is a 9. The 9 of Pentacles came out in my hand, and this is about wishes being fulfilled, wishes granted. They are here, and this is also important. Some people view this as, being single, and if it is about being single, regardless of your relationship status, it's about enjoying being single, being happy and true contentment in your world. And if you can see here, it's almost like the aurora borealis behind it, the northern lights, emanating this beautiful green energy, being connected to the lifeblood that sustains you as well. And behind in here is this kind of reflection of, their true self, spirit. But here, this is, smelling the flowers, speaking with the birds, being very happy and content with the current state of affairs in your world. We have the Page of Pentacles here. And this is, I feel like, an offer of something new. This could also be, really seeing the beauty, stopping to smell the flowers, picking flowers, making daisy chains, being happy and joyous in our world. You have the Three of Swords in reverse. So I feel like this is also asking you, release the heartbreak. Release the places where they haven't been so good in your life. We have the Five of Swords here. And I feel like this is a change in the way that we're thinking. We may have been going through a lot of mental conflict as well, especially if we're releasing toxic relationships or friendships or ways of thinking. If it's time for us to open up and live more boldly and change the ways that we're thinking, this is going to mean that as we change the ways of thinking, we're putting illumination on just things that aren't meant to be here anymore. We also get the Page of Cups. And if you can see, this Page of Cups is hand to that, the past, saying, you know what, I'm moving past that. I'm moving forward. And this Page of Pentacles was really at the end. So I feel like we need to remove ourselves of heartbreak. And the issue is, this being in the reverse, like this Three of Swords, it's releasing the old stuff and releasing it out because it no longer serves this person. If we hold tightly, again with this not in the world but of the world, if we hold tightly and try to control it and hold it as an identity, it's going to cause a lot of mental heartache. It's going to cause a lot of mental frustration as well and conflict within yourself. And I feel like Spirit's saying, you know what, walk away from that. Walk towards what brings you happiness. Walk towards what brings you fulfillment. If there is new endeavors, if there's new people in your world that you feel are helping you, let them help you, because the sun is setting. So let the day end, move on, and then a new day will dawn tomorrow. We also have the Eight of Wands here. This could be traveling, this could be quick insight, this can be communication, but this Page of Cups is moving towards this. This book talks about this as being in Trinity as well, being connected. So you may also be receiving messages through kind of the ethers, but this is also connecting with your own internal guidance at the third eye as well. So this is, I feel like, as well, trusting in yourself. Trusting to know that where you're going is where you're meant to be. That not everybody can go with you. You have Judgment in the reverse. And I want to read to you a little bit of Judgment in the reverse from this book. Because the reversals on here are so bang on. Okay, if I can find it, right? Okay. So the Guardian works as a somber reminder to reflect upon those who have crossed the bridge before us. Their energies, memories, and moments live on within each soul that walks this world. Those who have altered the world and set the stage for all the concussive events that happen, remember them. The reversed meaning of this is it indicates that you may need to take a moment to grieve. If you're releasing relationships as well that are toxic, if you've had a lot of issues in the past with relationship, if this is grieving passed on loved ones as well, that you're going to want to take that moment to grieve. This also makes sense why we may be holding on to the heartache here. Embrace the memories. Give yourself quiet time to remember, to cry, to just step away from the world to remember, and to know that it's all right to pay homage to those who have crossed. In this, I feel like what's important is that this is also grieving and paying homage to ourself and our past selves as well, but making sure that we are not moving through life blindly, I guess is the way to say it, because a lot of times we get this idea, if there's a loss of a relationship, just move on, right? Just move on, bury it down. As long as we keep ourselves busy, we won't have to think about it. But I feel like this is really saying, you know what, you're going to have to follow your heart's lead here. And you're going to have to do this. Some of you with this travel to Judgment, it may be funeral for some of you. I'm going to clarify that. Talk to me about Judgment with the Eight of Wands, please. Thank you. You get the Five of Cups here, first off, which is about getting to the heart of the matter. So if this is experiences, if we're getting quick insights, we may realize that to move on from this and to move forward with the Page of Cups and the Page of Pentacles, to move forward into a life that is much more suited to us, that's much more grounded and stable, we're going to have to grieve. We're going to have to feel the hurts and then move on from it. What was the lesson that it learned? If this is grieving individuals, to know that you can hold their good memories, but then to release it. If this is grieving past relationships, it means to open our eyes up, I feel like, and truly see things for what they were. With this Five of Cups, it's really getting to the heart of the matter down here. What was the issue? If we're having trouble moving past a relationship, why? What is the issue that's keeping us? For some of us, it's just this feeling of being lost, lonely, feeling single. But I feel like that is where we want to be happy and content, because everything that you need is right there for you. You have here the King of Swords, and I feel like this is asking you to be at the highest vibration of your mind, to also pay attention to the moon, and to be in connection with the divine with this crow here. Five of Pentacles. There's 3 fives here. Change is upon us. Big time change. 555. Super important, because it's asking you, I feel like, to take an active role in your transformation. And that fives, big time change, right? Fives are about change. It's asking you to say, you know what? Don't allow yourself to be stuck and stagnant in grief. Feel it. Take your time to grieve it. But then allow your mind to clear. We have the Six of Pentacles and then the Sun. Six of Pentacles was in reverse here. Some of you may be clinging very tightly to, again, old belief systems, old structures. If there is divorce, I heard happening here as well. It may be material possessions. But I feel like overall, if you can take the time to truly feel what you need to feel, to heal what you need to heal, you're going to see success in this world. An abundant success, because she has these wonderful yellow flowers. I'm also feeling guided to say to you guys, with the Page of Pentacles, it's this wonderful yellow too. Whatever you've gone through, it may be really helpful to solar plexus. To get some yellow, this is yellow calcite. I also have citron, like you can also have citron. You can wear yellow, you can paint your house yellow. Listening to happy frequencies like 432. Also, you can look up solar plexus Reiki. Think about meditations that you may want to do to help build your confidence back. Because I definitely feel like whatever needs to be grieved here, whatever loss you've experienced, it's really taken a toll on you. And that may be part of why there is maybe potentially a need to control what's happening. But you're building a new you, right? So guard yourself, love yourself, and know, again, that it is a process. And if relationships or people or jobs or situations have fallen from your life, that's how it was meant to be. It's not nice, but there's always something to learn and grow. So this could also be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, depending on how you you want to take that. But I also feel like here you could have water signs and earth as well. So Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, just depending on how you see it. But guys, there's success here for you. It's just opening your eyes. Once the grief can go, then the success comes. I love you. That's what I have. I hope you have a wonderful month, and I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.